Hello everyone, this is Moses from Wilona's Cave. We're going to be continuing our series with Kipper, the gnome druid, or the druid gnome, blind and mute, and his fox companion. We're going to see, let's just recap for a little bit what happened last time. Let's see the paperwork, one moment. Gnome adventure. The last scene was Kipper heard something moving, wants to investigate. So he heard something moving around, let me get the mouse, around over here, or what we're assuming is at least on this side, but somewhere in this location, maybe behind the trees. And when they got to this point of the area, they were originally over here. When they got over here, they couldn't hear it anymore, and the fox couldn't see or hear it or smell it anymore because they weren't there anymore. That's how the rolls worked on the fate chart. So let's continue on from there. So we have the scene set up right now and I also, if you're just watching, this is, I don't know what's episode, maybe this is episode 5, I'm not too sure. So if you want to continue, start from the beginning, I'll put up a video right now or in the description or comments. So this scene, I started it with Kipper follows the river to a cave. So let's roll on and we're on Chaos Factor 3. Kipper's been doing very well. So I've never been to Chaos Factor 2 or 1 before, let alone 1. I'm going to start with something I haven't done in a while. I like to throw a d20, or electronically throw one, a d20 to tell me what the weather's like. And I haven't done that a while for Kipper. I think I did it when I first started. So time has gone by, even if it's the same day. Has the weather changed? Let's see, on the second roll, not this first one. So let's see, a 20 is great weather, amazing weather. 1 is horrible weather. Weather can really change the story of your game. So if you're a solo RPGist, if a lot of you that are watching or have told me you play in a group and you just you're watching for entertainment or learning or whatever, I'm glad you're here. Glad to have you. But if you're solo, weather will help you a lot to help you feel like you're in the story. I don't know how else to say it, but it'll help you feel like you're in it. And a group will help you as well. The DM or GM will help to know what the weather's like. So anyways, let's see what we get. 7. So it's raining. Could be a thunderstorm's coming in. A thunderstorm's coming in. This is good. Well, not good, but it's good because Kipper follows the river to a cave. So they're going to probably, most likely, my questions or my wording of questions or my actions will be, I want to go into the cave to get out of the rain. So that's how a weather roll can help you. Okay, now since we got that, so it's raining, thunderstorm, light rain and a thunderstorm coming in. Let's see. Let's roll up our d10, see if the scene has been modified, altered, interrupted. Chaos rank 3. Let's see. 3 or under, it has been modified on the second roll, not now. 9 is not, so it's going to go just as planned. Kipper follows the river to a cave. Now, he's just going to follow the river. So Kipper, being blind and mute, can hear the river. Probably puts his hand safely, right next to this tree, puts his hand safely into the river to feel which way the river is flowing. So he wants to follow the way the river is flowing because he knew he came from this direction. So the river is flowing in this direction, so he knows he needs to keep going in this direction. Even though he probably knew, but get difficult sometimes. Or imagine being blind and mute in the forest. And I would imagine it's very scary and difficult, but luckily he has his little fox for help. Okay, so he follows the river. Let's go to the next scene. Alright, so Kipper is now at the entrance of the cave. He doesn't know that though. Unless he has gone around these parts and has, you know, previously known that was a cave here. But let's roll on that. Does Kipper know on the fate chart? D100. Does Kipper know that there is a cave here? Chaos rank of 3. I would say it's very likely. So 75 or below, Kipper knew that it's here. Yeah, he knew. That was kind of a close call. But Kipper knows that there's a cave here. But at an extreme, it's not an extreme yes. So I'm assuming Kipper's never been in the cave. So if Kipper goes into the cave, he's really at a disadvantage. And I might roll on disadvantages on my own home house rules or something. I might roll a -1 or -2 on a few things just because of that. But regardless, let's see if anybody's here, like the person that we're trying to follow. Let's see if they're here right now. I'm gonna Chaos rank 3. I'm gonna say it's 50-50. That's 25 or below. No. The person or thing they were following or trying to follow is not in this location. All right, now let's roll if there's anything here, an animal or anything. Are they still alone? Now, we know that thing they're following is not, but are they still alone? I'm going to put that at 50-50, which is a 25 or below is a yes. They're not alone. Something is here with them. Something is here with them. So Maze Rats has a monster and animal page, but you don't have to treat them as monsters. They could be just I think there's one on the list as a porcupine or something. Let's see what's on that list. So let's roll for our type of animal, a 6, which is aquatic. Okay, something in the river, maybe. One moment. So a 3 and a 6. So aquatic animals, 1, 2, 3, and a 6, a newt. Okay. So in this location, there's a little newt. Now, is the little newt going to help? The fox notices that there's a newt. Notices that there's a newt right in this location. Comes a little closer. Fox is hungry. Does the newt notice the fox? And you know what? Where's my paperwork? The fox has stealth of a D6. But I don't have him as, he doesn't have woodsman, he doesn't have special stuff like that. So he has a stealth of D6. And I'm going to say that the fox is... Oh, that's a good question. Is it a wild die? Is it a wild die? For the sake of simplicity, I don't think the fox is a wild die. I think he only has one roll. If later on that is the case, I'll roll an extra D6 for him. But does he see it? We're going to find out. 4 or above he does. No. No, and I don't have anything to help him on that yet as a modifier. Now, remember, I mentioned in the last video of Kipper that there is a new fantasy companion that's out for Savage Worlds. So these two characters are going to be changing dramatically. I'm going to throw away the character sheets or just erase all of it if I can and restart new ones because there's a whole bunch of cool stuff I could do with them. Basically after they get out of alpha. So no, doesn't notice the newt. Or excuse me, no, it wasn't stealthy enough, so the newt gets scared and goes into the cave. Does the fox follow? Or is it obedient to the gnome? Does the fox follow? Let's see. Oops. Let's see. I would say it's somewhat unlikely. Unlikely. Chaos rank 3. That's 15 or below. Here we go on the second roll. Okay, no. The fox still stays with the gnome. The fox goes... Oops. Sorry. The fox goes to the gnome. Chatters and chatters and chatters. The gnome can understand some things that he's saying in the term of excitement and things like that. He's like, oh wait, something's going on. Kipper's, telling himself in his mind, something's going on. What's happening? So he reaches down to the fox, pets his face, and the fox is moving its head like this way, like pulling Kipper's hand this way. So Kipper trusts his companion, so the fox, one moment. So the fox goes down close to the cave. Kipper follows. At this moment, is there anyone watching them going into the cave? I'm going to put that at, I'm going to put that at 50-50. 25 or below. Here we go. That's an extreme no. Nobody's here. No, nobody is watching at all, but nobody's even here. Just that newt that went inside. This portion of the wilderness and the hills, or the mountains, the Melza Mountains. Nobody's here. So, the fox goes into the shallow part of the river and slowly goes in. Kipper slowly follows, touching the cave. Remember, Kipper has never been in this cave before. So Kipper is slowly touching the cave, slowly walking, and keeping his hands on the wall of the cave. Let's go to the next scene. Okay, now for the sake of having Kipper and the fox not behind this dice tray, I moved them to the other side of the river. So they would have been over here. But because the dice tray is in the way, I moved them on this side. So here is the inside of a cave. There's a lot of echoing, chattering of animals or something like that, splashing, something. They could hear something in the water, they could hear something on land. But let's say, or let's ask, if there's anything in this cave right now. Is there anything in this cave? Chaos rank 3. There's nothing outside. We know there's a newt. But is there anything else here? And then if there is, I'm going to ask a follow-up question. I'm going to say somewhat likely. There's something in this cave, even in this portion of the cave, right at the entrance. Let's see. 45 or below. 43, right almost on the money. There is something else here. Now, is that thing a predator, an enemy, a goblin, a human? It doesn't matter. Someone that's a bad guy, a bad person. Is there someone that's bad here? That's another question. So I'm going to say it's a 50-50. That's 25 or below. No. So no one, the thing that is here is not a bad person. Is the thing an animal? 50-50, 25 or below. It's a 17. Beside the newt. So there's an animal in here that's not a predator. It's not a newt. It's not that newt. There's something else in here. In the water, 50-50 again. No. It's on land. So there's something that's walking around on these rocks. Let me see. Maze rats. Let's say terrestrial animals. Okay? A 6 and then another 6. Here we go. 6, so it's 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Porcupine. There's a porcupine here. Okay, now, if you're playing solo or in a group, you have to think, porcupine. No, it won't hurt us. But will the fox go up to the porcupine? I don't know where the porcupine is. We'll roll to see if the fox even notices the porcupine. And will the fox go up to it and get hurt playing around, or is the fox hungry, or curious, and will it get hurt? So that's going through my mind. Let's see if the fox notices the porcupine. Let's do this on a notice roll. Let's see what his notice roll is. His notice roll is a D8 like Kipper. His notice is a D8. Let's see, and his stealth is a D6. So his notice is a D8. Is the fox going to notice the porcupine? Now remember, it might be a good or a bad thing. So he gets a D8. The second roll, and it's not a wild die yet. Let me do some research first. But I don't think the fox has a wild die. Wild die, excuse me. Here we go. 4 or above. 4. That's a success. Not with the raise, but a success. So that means that the fox notices an animal, but doesn't know it's a porcupine. Let's say it's too dark. The eyes are still adjusting. You can see they're right at the entrance. The light is still bright over here, the sand, and it starts going darker and darker as they go into the cave. A little gradient here. So the light is still adjusting for both. Oh, excuse me, for the fox, the light is still adjusting. But the fox does notice that there's an animal here and can see it moving. Okay, can Kipper hear it moving? He is at a D8, so let's see. So he has his D8 and his wild die of a D6. Okay, let's see. 4 above. What is that now? Okay, well, it's halfway roll. So success. So Kipper does hear. Kipper does hear something in the cave. Has no idea what it is. Kipper's a little anxious right now because he's never been in this cave before. So is the fox going to go up to the porcupine and mess around with it? Is there something else that is farther when we get into, it looks like we had a right turn here, which looks like I accidentally did this. I forgot about this. So I like that now. I was planning on making this river big, but I didn't color in this area. So now it looks like there's multiple passageways in this cave, which is interesting. Is there more animals or more creatures or more, who knows what? In this area, when we keep going, is the porcupine right next to them? Or who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Let's see what happens with the fox and this porcupine and whatever else on the next episode. So I hope you enjoy this. Let's go through the closing. If you're solo RPGing with Mythic, you have to close it up. Do I get any threads closed up? I do not think so. The thread is to find out who was listening to the orc and the human. Nope, we didn't find it. Chaos rank 3. They're doing pretty good. I'm just going to leave it at 3. They're doing pretty good. They didn't do amazingly. There was no raises. No one got hurt. The rolls rolled in our favors. There is a thunderstorm. So you know what? Because of the thunderstorm, I'm going to put the chaos rank up to 4. Because now they're stuck in this cave. Because they don't want to go back outside. So now you know what? It is going to go up to 4 because Kipper is anxious and doesn't want to. I forgot about the thunderstorm. Kipper doesn't want to go back out, or the fox doesn't want to go back out as well because of the thunderstorms coming. So they're stuck. So Kipper is scared. So the chaos rank goes up to 4. Soon set up new character list. Nothing. They haven't really met anybody yet. Okay, and that's pretty much it, I think. All right, everybody. Let me know how you liked it. Please share, like, subscribe, everything else you can do. Let me know, positive, negative, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. I screwed up some things that I said in this video. I'll fix it up in the edit. Yeah. I got to get these 2 to bed so I can start leveling them up. Their character sheets need to be leveled up. All right, everybody. Happy gaming. Bye.